My parents have lived here ever since I moved to college, but I've only visited for the holidays. They used to live in the neighborhood a couple of blocks away, but once I moved out, they got their jobs at the nearby university, bit the bullet, and moved down the road. They used to commute to a different college for their work before they applied to work at Yale University. Now their house is 10 minutes away from campus. They can walk to work if they really need to, but my parents never wake up late. They're usually up before the neighborhood is. My steps falter a little as I slow down and walk up the steps, my legs beginning to feel like jello from my run. I reach for the small zipped pocket in the back of my leggings for the house key. The door creaks loudly as I make my way inside. The smell of coffee wafts my way as I shut the door and pull my headphones off my head and let it dangle around my neck. "Eliana, that you?" My mother's voice drifts down the hall as I kick off my running shoes at the front area in our own makeshift mudroom. I decide to pull the headphones off me and place them on a free hook near the other jackets. "Yeah, just me," I shout back. There's a clattering of plates from where my mother is deep in the house. I follow the noise down the dimly lit hallway that rarely gets any sunlight. Pictures of my parents and I litter the walls, and some antiques sit on top of dressers and small tables that line the hallway. I enter the kitchen, brightness finally coming into view from the chandelier above. I see my mother fixing up eggs in a pan, and she turns to see me standing there, still catching my breath. "Sit. I made toast, eggs, and coffee. If you want some bacon, you'll have to make it yourself." Her tone is clipped as her dark hair swishes around her shoulders, and she turns back to the pan and scrambles the eggs. Her porcelain skin glistens under the chandelier lights, and her expensive golden bracelets jingle against each other. "Thanks. Where's Dad?" I ask as I trudge toward the kitchen island and take a seat on one of the cushioned bar stools. The walls in this room are stark white with gold accents. The cabinets are a nice light cream color, and the stainless steel appliances in every corner make this kitchen seem like out of a catalog. Pristine and clean, just like my mother. "He's in his study checking emails, looking over syllabi before he heads in for a meeting with the rest of the department. Did you hear the good news? He's the new department chair." I nod and reach for the glass sitting on the island and drag it closer to me before picking up the pitcher. There's a small cup of chopped lemons ready to squeeze. I pour myself a glass before popping a lemon quarter into the cold water. I take a long gulp. I forgot to bring a water bottle on my run, unfortunately. That's great for him, really. I forgot the semester begins soon, right? My mother nods and then turns the knob off for the stove before heading towards me with the pan. I move quickly to grab the plate she set aside for me and lift it for her to plop a portion of the eggs into it. There's a pile of toast near her, and she lifts one gingerly in between manicured fingers before placing it next to my eggs. The expression on her face turns sour for a millisecond, but I still catch it. There's a part of me wanting to ask her what I did now that upset her with our simple interaction, but I know better. I give her a weak smile before she makes her own plate and one for my father. "Yeah, 3.5 weeks, and then it will be a madhouse here. You know the drill. Papers everywhere. Us stuck either in our offices on campus or here." I nod. I use a fork to start scooping scrambled eggs onto the piece of toast. "Does Dad usually meet this early with his department? I'd think they'd meet before classes started. Couldn't it be an email?" She laughs almost condescendingly, her green eyes sparkling. "No, honey. Carlos would rather meet in person than do an email. You know him." I nod because I know I really do. As much as he loves calling and texting me, he cherishes the face-to-face encounters more. But Florida was too far for me to do.